one of the biggest problems with van life and living in the van with the cats is that every 5 minutes security comes, police come. Everybody always inquiring about, why are you in a cat? Why are you in the car with the cat? Oh, I can't even back up. I need to move. I could at least move a little bit. No, I have to struggle to get out of here. He wants me to leave. Cat life, van life, that's a problem. So anyway, I've had like three incidents where I'm in the van or I'm not in the van and somebody calls the police because they see a cat in the window and poor things. Okay, so the first time, let me turn down the AC. The first time, basically, I went to a McDonald's. It was like 2 in the morning. This was when I was just starting out van life. I literally was 2 weeks into it. And I wasn't used to like sleeping in the van. So I'd be extra tired. Let's say I'll go at 2 in the morning to a McDonald's and I'd eat a hamburger and then I'd go lay in the back. I had like a sofa from IKEA on the length of the vehicle, the length of the van. So I would sit there, eat my sandwich or whatever I bought, and I fell asleep. This was in the McDonald's parking lot. Obviously, if you're gonna sleep in the car in a McDonald's parking lot, you're asking to get stopped by the police or something like that. So what had happened was that I was woken up by a bright light, and I was like, what? You know, when the police comes, normally they approach you and you've got like they put the red and blue lights. Okay, you know them. You know that they're the police. But in this case, what they did was they put a bright white light from the back, and they're banging on the car and they're telling me to get out. So when I woke up, it's like I'm like scared because I'm like, okay, somebody's trying to break into my car. What's happening? What's going on? At no time they say this is the police. Get out. No, just get out of the car. So it's like I'm thinking, do I start the car and drive away, or what do I do? That's my first reaction because, you know, I just see the light. I see a white light, you know, and I don't know. I mean, normally a police car, they have the red and blue, whatever, or they say, hey, this is the police, get out of the car. Didn't get that indication. But then I'm like, okay, if I drive away, I'm gonna have a problem. Like, you know, what if it's the police? What if it's not? Who knows? But okay, whatever. So I get out of the van, but I close the door so like the cat doesn't get out. Obviously, I don't want them to enter the vehicle because I have the cat, and that freaks me out. Like if they open the other door or whatever reason they want to search the vehicle or whatever and the cat runs out, that was a concern. So, okay, so I went out. The police asked me for my driver's license or my ID, and then they asked me a bunch of questions. Are you, you know, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, I was like, you know, I told them I fell asleep in the car. And they're like, okay, well, it's not illegal to sleep in your car, and it's not illegal to have a cat in your car while you're in the car, whatever. And then I was like, okay, good. So then they said I could go. And then one of the officers said, you look like you're living in the vehicle. And I'm like, well, I am. And he's like, okay, well, that's fine. Just, you know, don't sleep in McDonald's parking lot. Obviously, we're going to get called. I'm like, well, I got tired and I fell asleep. I apologize. So they let me go. I'm like, do you want to search the vehicle? And then they're like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. And that was the end of that. And then one of the female officers, I ran into her like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, and she asked, like in a gas station, and she's like, oh, hey, how's your cat? And I'm like, great. And I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. But that was one instance. The other time was have a, like, I had a trailer, like a cargo trailer I have that I came from Chicago to Miami with the cargo trailer. I have it right now in a storage, but I just dropped it off at a storage location because I couldn't find availability where to park it. I had to drive around with it like 2 weeks in Miami. That was very uncomfortable because I couldn't stop anywhere. Literally, it was just the park where I can pull up, take up 2 spaces, but I need 2 more spaces to pull up with the trailer, which is a little uncomfortable because I need 4 spaces to park in 2. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then at night, I had to go to Walmart, and I was there so many consecutive nights that I'm like, oh, I'm feeling out of place now. So I drove to another Walmart, like in Kendall, around that area, and they didn't even have like the parking. It was like a division between one and like kind of like when you pull up into one space, you can't pull into the second space because you've got grass, like a curb. So it's like you can't park. You have to like block out 4 or 5 lanes, and that's too obvious. So then I was like, okay, I ended up getting the storage or like the parking space for the cargo trailer. Then when I got it, I went to the laundromat because I'm like, hell, I haven't washed in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna wash all the clothes at the laundromat. So I would go into the laundromat, put the machines, come back to the car, and keep doing that, like, between the washers and the dryer and whatever. And okay, like 2 or 3 times it was in and out. Apparently this lady from a restaurant comes out to the car to throw out the garbage. Literally, I was not away from the car for maybe 7 minutes, and when I come out with my bags in hand, the police are there. They're like, and I'm like, hey, hold on. In Spanish, I'm like, hold on, I'm here. I don't want them to break the window because they think the cat is like can't breathe or something. I mean, technically the van is pretty big, so it's like for maybe a human to run out of oxygen, it might take a few hours, but for a cat, I think it would take a little bit longer. The other thing is, it was like 55, 60 degrees. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It was cool. It's like, what are you calling for? Because the cat can't breathe because it's too cold. It can't be because it's too hot because it's in the middle of the day in the sunlight or something, because it was not that time of the day. So the lady officer said, we come out for all the calls. And then she told me that I couldn't have the cat in the car alone for more than 10 minutes. And I'm like, I didn't want to tell her I sleep in the car. I'm like, I can stay like 8 hours in the car sleeping. I didn't want to get into an argument or anything. I was like, okay, fine. 10 minutes. Okay. But, it's like I can't do any, when I'm working, like, for example, now that I'm in Miami, I rented an office space so I can have an address to receive mail, boxes, whatever, and have it as an office to work in it. So I come, basically, I have 24-hour access to the office, but in the daytime, I can't, I just can't leave the cat in the car and, I'm gonna just work in the office for 5 hours. It's not happening. So what I do, I have fans, like I have a battery, like an additional, like an RV battery, a deep cycle battery, and then I have a small battery that's like for the solar panels that you buy at Harbor Freight. So I have both of those charged, but I connect I'm really ghetto. I mean, I'm not in that big budget where I can say, I got thousands of dollars to spend to make everything right, to like install everything perfectly. I mean, if it would be my choice, I wouldn't be using a low roof, I'd be using a high roof so I can stand up. That makes a world of difference. But okay, I'm not in that financial position to say, hey. So what I'm doing is trying to, like, I have the battery. I also have like a portable air conditioner that you would use in a small room in your house that's on wheels, and you have to run a vent out. And I have a generator, like a 1200 watt generator to run that with, but I can't, like, I have a rack that goes on the back, like in the where you would put the hitch. You take the hitch out and you stick the rack in there and you put the pin. I can put like that and then put the generator, but talk about low profile. You have a generator running out of your van and you're parked in a regular parking spot in front of an office. That does look red flag all day long. So it's like, okay, I can't do that. What I do is I have fans in the car. The back of the car, I have like from Walmart, I bought like curtains, the ones that say that like it keeps like the heat out, the little thick curtains, I guess. I'll do another video showing which ones I bought. So basically I would cut that out and buy the Gorilla tape and stick it on the window, because doing it ghetto. And then it keeps the heat out and it's cool in the back. The back of the van's cool. On other parts I use tape on the window just to see which one works better. But the tape doesn't work it doesn't work good at all. The one that works good is that curtain thingy. More security, look at that. Everybody's just driving by, okay. Alright, so you get that going. It's cool in the back. The cat in the back is okay. I have a fan, like the area where he sleeps or lays down, I have a fan constantly. So when I turn off the car, the fan's running. And he can, well, he normally likes laying there, and I've seen him like sleep, he's like all happy and stuff like that. But it's a difficult thing. Like if you do van life and you have a cat and you work like in an office somewhere and you come to your van at night, yeah, that's like nerve-wracking, because like, you know, I wouldn't put the cat in a cage and leave him in the car, because that's kind of like, what's the point? That's like a little prison for the cat. It's not cool. I let him roam wherever he wants in the car, in the van. He normally knows that like in the daytime, he kind of like stays out of sight. He won't be like in the front of the van or anything. Or when let's say I park somewhere and I get out of the van, he'll immediately go in the back and stay in the back area of the van. Sometimes he'll be sitting in the driver's seat. But I also walk him a lot. Every single day, as much as I can, I take him out on a leash and walk. And in the city of Doral, Florida, people see, oh, how did you train your cat to walk on a leash? But the thing is that, like, I'm doing the van life, and that's kind of his getting out of the car time. And it's important to, you know, like, if you're cooped up in a car, like, for the whole day, all that energy building up, and I walk with him and stuff. I need the energy. I need to walk too. And so sometimes we'll jog. Like I started to jog with him, and people look at us like, you're jogging with a cat? And I'm like, well, yeah, he understands. I speak to him mostly in Spanish, and he understands everything. Like he's like trained. So I don't give him treats. Like, hey, give me your hand or your paw and I'll give you a treat. I just give him as many treats as he wants, and I ask him to do whatever, and he does it. I don't know how that is normally, but here we go. Here's El Gato Malandro. That's the kitty cat. Hey, kitty cat. So I do van life in Miami with a cat. El Gato Malandro. And then he's got, like, on Instagram, like 3,900 followers, mostly Venezuelans. So that's van life with a cat. And it's tricky because like in the daytime I don't do any, like I'm not out of the car, like how can I say, like I try to 2, 3, 4, or like between 1 and 4 in the afternoon I'm in the car with the cat. We got the AC running full blast. I'm not like leaving him in the car and I'm gonna go do my own things or whatever. I just, in that time frame, I'm limited. I don't do anything. So then on occasion I take him out to walk, and we'll walk for 3 hours or 2 hours, and that's pretty much what we do. And it's rough when you want to have a job, go work at an office, whatever. If you're working out of like from your laptop, that's great. But the other thing is that I can't concentrate. Like being the whole day in the van, I lose the motivation to make like a website, to do things that I need to do. So it's like a catch-22. What do I do? But I found this office where I'm like it's 24/7. So at night I come to work as much as I can in the office, but then on the other hand, like right now I come out from the office and security's like looking at the car or whatever, but the cat, smart, he's sitting on the seat, not in plain view. So it's like, but sooner or later there might be a night where he's in plain view, and then it becomes an issue. And people think that, oh, poor cat, he's in the car, but we're in the car, but it's cool. It's not like hot as hell. Now in the summer, like August, September, like July to August, it is unbearable in Miami. Like the humidity is crazy. Last year I'm like, around those months I'm disappeared. I just went to Chicago. It was cooler. It was hot in Chicago for like a month, but then it started gradually getting better. And then I was there till December, and then I was like too damn cold. So when I came back from Chicago, the whole trip I stopped in Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, a whole bunch of places. Never had a problem with the cat. There was one time a police officer, like a sheriff, he pulled into a gas station, and I was at the pump with the cat in the window, and he came up to me. He's like, oh, out of all the years that I've been working, I've never seen a cat in the, like, laying on the dash. That's all he said. He didn't give me any problems, nothing. It was okay. And then I did speak with an officer in Miami area, and she had said that there's no statute or law stating that the cat shouldn't be on the, it's like a fine, I guess there's probably a statute, but it's like a gray area, she said, about like the cat laying down on the dashboard. So I can drive with the cat. Sometimes like the cat will walk up right in front of me, like I'm at a light, and he just stands right in front of me where I can't see anything, and I just ask him, I'm like, siéntate por favor, escóndete, like hide, sit, and immediately he just lays down right there, and then I can see perfectly. And it's funny how the cat's like been trained intentionally. I don't know, he understands a lot of things. So I do try to walk the cat every time I can, and that makes it so it's like people are like, whoa, you're walking your cat. And that's getting that gets their attention. And I guess that's why his Instagram's like growing really, like, I consider it really fast, because it's like when I started working the account, we had 300 followers over a year's span of time, and then now it's like 3 weeks and he's got an extra 3,500 followers. So who knows, maybe in another 2 months or 3 months it'll probably be in 10,000, 20,000, who knows. But I really enjoy spending time walking with the cat, but I have to balance out what am I doing to make money also, because it's like I spend approximately $20 a day just to, well, lately I've been driving very, like, not as much, but between gas, like, to keep the car, the AC running and everything, I spent, let's say, $10 a day. $10 a day. And my routine is going to the office, going to Walmart, to sleep in Walmart. Sometimes the police chase everybody out of the parking lot, or they're making the rounds and everybody leaves. So I find other alternate locations. But essentially Walmart's been pretty good. So we're going there right now. So I'll do another video shortly. Well, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them with a video. Thank you very much. Good night.